Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling a challenge that I know drives so many in the food industry absolutely crazy, pouring all this time, money, and energy into online marketing and getting basically nothing back. So we're going to break down exactly why that happens and, more importantly, how you can build a digital strategy that actually works.
Right, let's get straight into it, because this is the big one, isn't it? You've got the thousands of likes, the follower count is climbing, but the restaurant isn't any fuller. What is going on? We're calling this the digital dilemma, and it's a super frustrating reality for so many people.
So here's how we're going to unpack this. First, we'll define the dilemma. Then we'll pull apart what we call digital noise. After that, we'll get to the real root of the problem, the missing foundation, and show you how to build it. And finally, we'll look at an integrated solution that ties it all together.
Look, we were all promised this amazing new world with online marketing, right? A direct line to customers, pinpoint targeting, results you can actually measure. But for a lot of restaurants, the reality has been, well, a perplexing, expensive mess of ads nobody sees and trends that just fizzle out.
Okay, so let's get specific. Let's really deconstruct this digital noise. What are the actual symptoms of a strategy that's just not working? These are the things that are draining your budget and, honestly, probably annoying your potential customers.
First up is something called ad fatigue. Think about it from your own perspective. You're scrolling and you see the same ad again and again and again. Eventually, your brain just learns to ignore it. It becomes background noise. And even worse, it can start to feel a little spammy, which is not what you want for your brand. And then there's this one, the influencer illusion. Oh, it's so tempting, isn't it? You see an influencer with a massive following and you think, this is it, this will bring them in. But so often, it doesn't. It's almost impossible to know the real return on that investment, because a huge follower count doesn't mean their audience is actually your audience. And what fuels that illusion? Vanity metrics. They're called that for a reason. Things like likes, shares, follower counts. They look great on a report. They make you feel successful, but they have almost no connection to what actually keeps the lights on. Bookings, website visits, and sales. It's just an illusion of success.
So this is probably the most crucial takeaway here. You have to learn to tell the difference between the mirage and the reality. The mirage is all that flashy stuff, high follower counts, things going viral, generic comments that are probably from bots. But the reality, the stuff that actually builds a business, is website traffic, online bookings, real sales figures, and customers who keep coming back.
And check this out, because this chart really shows you why those vanity metrics are so misleading. If you look at a typical social media audience, a huge chunk of it is just casual viewers, fake accounts, or straight-up bots. The slice of people who could actually become your customers, it's often way, way smaller than you think. So you see, ad fatigue, the influencer trap, chasing vanity metrics. These aren't separate, random problems. They're all symptoms pointing to one single, much deeper issue, a weak or, in many cases, a totally non-existent digital foundation.
And the source material has this absolutely brilliant quote that just nails it. The author, Fadi Alkhatib, says a culinary business needs a well-established digital infrastructure, just like a plant needs strong roots. He calls this foundation a marketing e-root. Without it, everything else you do is just going to wither on the vine. It's such a perfect analogy. So this really lays out the path forward for us. We've seen the problem, all that digital noise and wasted money. We found the cause, a weak digital foundation. So now we can actually focus on the solution, which is all about cultivating that marketing e-root.
Okay, so what is this marketing e-root really? What does it actually look like to build one? What are we talking about when we say we need a resilient online presence that can survive all the crazy changes in algorithms and trends?
Well, it's not just one thing. It's a whole system of 5 key pieces that have to work together. First, you need a professional, mobile-friendly website and e-menu. This is your home base. And a quick tip, your Instagram page is not a substitute for a real website. Next, you need strategic SEO, so people can find you when they're actually hungry and searching. Then, you use social media to tell your story consistently. After that, you build authority with quality backlinks. Think of them as digital word of mouth from sites people trust. And finally, you run ads that are precisely targeted to the right people instead of just shouting into the void and hoping for the best.
But having those roots isn't enough, right? You've got to feed the plant. And that's what the source calls the success mix recipe. It's about making sure that everything you do, from your food to your online presence, is top quality. It's about truly understanding your customers and building real relationships with them through clear, consistent communication. Okay, so we've got the blueprint, right? We have the e-root and the success mix. But let's be real for a second. Building all of that from scratch, the website, the SEO, finding influencers, scheduling posts, that is a massive amount of work for any restaurant owner. And this is where an integrated solution can be an absolute game changer.
Let's circle back to one of those big pain points we talked about, the influencer illusion. Remember that headache? How do you find the right people, and how do you even know if the money you spent did anything?
Well, a platform can solve this problem directly. A system like AllRestaurants, for example, gives you a network of food bloggers and influencers who've already been vetted. It takes the guesswork out. And here's the crucial part. It gives you integrated analytics so you can actually track your return on investment. You can finally move away from those vanity metrics to see what's really working.
And what about that other big issue? The endless time suck of just managing everything, posting randomly here, check-in reviews there, with no real plan holding it all together.
This is where that idea of an integrated system really shines. Instead of juggling a dozen different apps, a platform like AllRestaurants puts everything in one place. You get a central dashboard to schedule your social media, manage your e-menu, handle customer reviews. It's all there. The time you used to waste just switching between platforms can now be spent on actual strategy. What's so great about this approach is that it gives you a clear step-by-step path. First, you build your e-route right there on the platform. Then, you use the tools to start engaging with the community, influencers, customers, you name it. From there, you roll out your strategic plan, and finally, you use the dashboard to see what's working, what's not, and adapt. It's a complete living cycle.
So at the end of the day, it all comes down to this one question you have to ask yourself. Is your marketing just a collection of random activities you do when you have time? Or is it a single, integrated system that's built on a strong digital foundation? To get from that frustrating digital noise to real digital clarity, you have to stop chasing tactics and start building that root system. That's the real secret to growth that lasts.